Dr. Vessel's here. Do you have a few minutes for your sales development? Let's talk about an important aspect of interpersonal communication, body language. We're going to cover some do's and don'ts that apply to any behavioral style depending on the customer and you. The first thing to keep in mind is that your communication is primarily nonverbal. About half of what you signal is based on how you move, your posture, and your gestures. From there, it begins to be facial expressions, about half as much, so 50 and around 25, and it's about 7%. 7% of the content of your communication and its overall effectiveness is actually what you say. That means your words matter and you need to choose them carefully, but they can be overwhelmed by your physical presence. So a few things to keep in mind on the list of do's. When you interact with a customer and you're sitting down, you don't want to slouch in your chair, but you want to sit back in a relaxed posture. We've actually done some primary research on this, and the way your posture and your body language happens sends a very strong signal and actually interferes with people's receptiveness to arguments. It's called behavioral mimicry. So you want to set a relaxed tone in your body language so your customer will feel relaxed. You want to keep your gestures in a fairly slow and constrained environment. Not big, not giant, not fast. The rate of speech that you use needs to be measured, paced, and carefully planned. Therefore, think before you speak and think before you act. Make sure that what you're saying is on point, but don't be in a hurry. If you're standing there, if you're on your feet, again, you need to have a square, relaxed posture. If you slouch, it looks like you're demotivated. And if you're straight up, you might appear like you're a little bit uptight and you can make people nervous. Behave naturally, behave normally, and keep things smooth. Gestures should remain inside your body. Bigger is a little bit more jarring, and that's a loud noise or a sudden movement. And allow yourself to get to a pace of inner calm that will actually naturally be expressed in your gestures and behavior. Don'ts. Don't rub your nose, rub your chin, twist your hair, fidget with your ring, fidget with something else. Fidgeting is for kids, and they've actually got fidget spinners for that task. If you're in with a customer, keep your movement to a minimum so that you can have your focus on them. They will respond much better if they are not sitting there listening to you clinking your ring around. I know sometimes these things move, especially with women, the diamond moves up and down, especially if it's big. Don't worry about that. That's not the point of your interaction. Again, do not sit on the edge of your chair. Do not lean in. Do not touch people unless they first touch you. This is one of those, some people are just touchy. Other people are not. Maintain a professional distance. I want to make people comfortable. I don't want to lean in too much. That is approximately this much. Too far, you seem cold. Too close, you're a close talker, and Seinfeld has an episode on that. You don't want to be in somebody's face, and if you see them backing up, give them space to back up as well. These are simple behavioral do's and don'ts that you need to practice. Much of it becomes automatic. But it is a coaching point for you, your manager, your colleagues, and coworkers to talk about when your gestures are potentially interfering. And one final one, when you're presenting, plant yourself, but give yourself the ability to move in short, measured steps. One of the giant fails we see is where people get nervous and they begin to sway. They just begin to sway or move around. That is so incredibly distracting, it almost demolishes the message. So mind your body language, focus on your customer, stay on message, and you'll have the maximum impact. And we want that because the only thing we can't make more of is time. So sell well.